What's up, math fans? Hopefully you've already seen the video on Law of Sines. I would call that part one. This is part two. So you already know what the formula is for the Law of Sines. Hopefully you also understand the Law of Cosines. And I'm going to show you when to use which one. The last video showed you how to find a side. This one's going to use the same Law of Sines but finding an unknown angle, which is a little more tricky. I'm going to make it as simple as I can, but it does get trickier, especially if you're taking trigonometry. But right now, this is the geometry version of the trigonometry that we're going to do. So, you also might need a calculator just to find the sine of certain angles. I'll do my best not to touch it yet. Just want to set up the formulas. So you're given a triangle, you're given some information, and you have some unknown information. What are you given and what's unknown? You look at this thing, I have a side, I have another side, and I have an angle. So if I was going to write my givens, I would say I'm given a side, and an angle. If I count this way, if I went to count this way, I would say I have an angle and then a side and then a side. An angle and then a side and then a side. I knew you would like this joke. I'm not going to say it out loud. Haha, very funny. Most people actually discuss it like this because it sticks out in your mind more. When you're given an angle, a side, and a side, the problem becomes a little more tricky. When you get to trigonometry, you'll understand that you might not always get one answer. It gets a little confusing. Is it an acute angle? Is it an obtuse angle? I'm not really sure. But for this particular question, I'm going to just get one answer, and I'm not going to go any further with that. But there is something called the ambiguous case where you're not sure what your answer is. There's two possibilities because of various reasons. I'm not going to get into it. Unless you're curious, send me a comment and I'll do the ambiguous case video. Look at this one, by the way. What are you given here? Here I'm given an angle, a side, and an angle. And I should have discussed this in part one. I left it out, so I'll bring it up in a minute. You're given here an angle, a side, and an angle. If you're given an angle, a side, and a side, and you're missing an angle, you've got to use the law of sines. Why can't you use the law of cosines? So I gave this for you to think about. Here's my law of cosines. Can I use that in this question? There's an unknown angle, and there's an unknown side. That's a problem. In this equation, you need three sides and an angle. So if the angle is unknown, you need the three sides. I don't have the third side. It doesn't apply. I can't use it. Not helpful. I gotta use the law of sines, all right? This is only helpful if I have SSS or SAS. Here, ASS doesn't work. ASA also, that won't work. I gotta use the law of sines, all right? So let me get into it. We already discussed, this is only one form of it. There's plenty of forms. Please understand that memorizing the formula might not help you if you don't understand what the letters mean. And I did this on purpose. NOY, how could the formula possibly have A's and B's and C's in it? Doesn't help me. You've got to understand what the formula means. It just means side and then the sign of the opposite angle. Side, opposite angle, okay? So even though I don't have ABC here, it's the same concept. I'm going to go with 29 sine 82, the opposite angle, sine 82. If you ever get scared, you can just relabel it ABC, if that helps you. Equals, here's another side, and that opposite angle, sine theta. I don't know it. How do you solve a proportion? Very easy. I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to get 29 sine theta equals 20 sine 82. You want your sine theta alone? You're going to divide by 29, divide by 29. Take the time to type that in the calculator. So I'm going to make sure you're in degrees. Hit mode, make sure your mode is in degrees. And then you're going to just hit what you see. 20 times sine 82. I'm going to close parentheses just to be safe. And I get 19.8. I'm going to divide that by 29. I never even had to clear it. I didn't have to round it. I used the actual, I got a whole longer decimal. divide that by 29, and I get 0.6829, blah, 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 blah. So, what does that mean? I'm going to go to the 4 decimal places just to be safe, so that's 0.6829. It actually goes on longer. You'll see that on your calculator. So sine theta equals this. That's not my answer. I don't want sine theta. I want theta itself. Do you remember what to do? Hopefully you do. Whenever you're looking for a missing angle, your last step is to do the inverse of whatever this answer is. So it's sine inverse of 0.6829. Gonna press enter, and I'm gonna get an answer here. Let's see. Second sine 0.6829, close parentheses, and I get approximately 43 degrees. Theta is approximately 43 degrees. So this guy, 43 degrees. That's it. So when you're given ASS or SSA, law of sines will help you find an angle. Gave me a nice angle here, so I'm not confused on whether it could be obtuse or acute or whatever. It could get confusing. Right now we're good. All right. See if you can set this one up. And this one is not to find a missing angle. So if you're good, you can cut the video off now. But I thought I might want to show you for ASA also, because I never did that before. So if you're given ASA, all right, here's an angle, here's a side, here's an angle. If you're given ASA, what do you do? I already explained in the beginning of this video, the law of cosines won't work. You can try it, it won't work. You know what? You should try it just to see that it doesn't work. So I'm going to go straight to what? X over sine 57. All right, I need more space. X over sine 57 equals 16 over the angle opposite. Oh man, I don't have it? What? Huh? This is confusing, right? No, something that you gotta know automatically. All 3 angles add up to 180. So this you do know, even though they didn't put it there, you know. So sometimes it's really, really clear what the missing angle is. 93 plus 57 is what? 150? 180 minus 150? That's 30 degrees. So sine 30 degrees, all right? If you need to rewind and hear that explanation again, this should be known to you. Even though it wasn't given, it should be known to you. So angle side angle leads to the 3rd angle, and then you can find, or you can use the law of sines. So now I'm ready. I get sine 30 x equals 16 sine 57. How do you get x alone? Divide by sine 30. I don't have to use inverse this time. I'm just going to type it right into the calculator. Divide by sine 30 here, and x equals whatever this gives you. I'm actually not going to tell you. I'll let you type it in yourself because I don't want you to be lazy. Thanks for watching. See ya.